Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kelton with Under Pressure. So I was going to talk to you a little bit about pricing. Not necessarily like price per square foot or anything like that, but just kind of pricing as a whole and kind of the way that you think about pricing. So one of the things that I wanted to kind of bring up is, first and foremost, like, it is okay to be the most expensive company on the market. Just let that sink in. Like, it is okay to be more expensive than the other guys around you. You know, and you'll stay busy. You can continue to stay busy, even being the most expensive guy around. Now, am I the most expensive guy? Depends on the day. I mean, any given day, any given bid, I can assess a property differently than somebody else can, and I might think that it's going to require, X, Y, Z to clean it, and then, just depending on my experience and their experience, they may have a different knowledge about it and may be able to do it quicker, or it might take them longer, or they might need a different cleaner. It just kind of depends. So it's okay to be more expensive than your competitors, and you'll continue to stay busy. I can guarantee you. Case in point, I just did a house wash. My quote on that house was $1,075. That's what I quoted this house for, was $1,075. Now that client accepted, and then 2 days later he got the proposal from a competitor in the area. After he got their proposal, he actually reached out to me and asked me if there was anything I could do on the price, because the competitor that he got the quote from, which is actually a pretty big company around here, this company, I'm usually never more than, like I said, it's any given day, and it really depends on what your moneymaker is. So this company is more of a window cleaning company, and it depends on what they're getting called out for. If they're getting called out for window cleaning, then that's their big ticket item, is the window cleaning, and then the house wash is the upsell. Now, if they get called out for the house wash, that's their big ticket item, and it'll be more expensive, and the window cleaning will be the upsell, so it'll be priced a little cheaper. But in this instance, yeah, the house was the upsell, but for what their normal rate is, it was nowhere near what they would typically charge. So I bid $1,075 to clean this person's house. That company bid $548. I got the bid. So just think about that. This is a big company locally, and they've got a really good reputation around here, especially on the island where this house was, and in that neighborhood, in that market. Now, like I said, it's okay to be more expensive, and here's the reason too. Here's how this plays out. I was double the price of this company, but I have almost as many Google reviews as they do. I'm only 6 behind them. So I have almost as many Google reviews as they do. I'm all 5 stars too, and they've got they're knocked down a little bit, they're like 4.6, but almost as many Google reviews. So I look good and credible on Google. If you do a Google search on my business, they were like a month out. I could get it done in 2 days. That client needed it done within 2 days. So that's another thing in your favor. When you go to price, knowing when that customer needs to get that stuff cleaned and when the competition is going to be able to get around to it, being expensive doesn't really matter, because that is the prerequisite for that job. Is, hey, yes, I need it done, but I need it done by this time. Even if the other company was half my price, if they couldn't get it done for a month and it's outside of the scope of the time frame, then he's obviously got to go with somebody else. Now, he went with another credible company in the area, which was my company. He chose me to come out there and do it. And after we talked about it and he sent the proposal, because like I said, he sent it over to me and asked me, hey, is there anything that you can do on your quote? I typically wouldn't ask, but you were double what the other company was. So I took $100 off of him. So $975. So it's still $400 more than what the competitor was, and I still got the bid. So it's okay to be more expensive. You just have to know what it is that you're offering, and you really kind of have to stick to your guns to it too, because he asked me if I could actually come down lower than that, and I flat out just told him no. Told him, hey, that was going to be my price, and this is when I can have it done by. And he settled for it. And he was perfectly okay with it. Turned around, sent me all these comments on, messaged me all these compliments about how good it looked, how outstanding of a job I did, and then turned around and left me a Google review. So being more expensive did not shy this guy away at all. And the only reason I wanted to bring it up too is because I was talking to another local guy here about it, and we kind of had some laughs about it, you know, saying that some of the bigger guys are starting to see, you know, some of the rookies, you know, like me and him coming up, and we're doing really good work, and we're getting our names out there. And he's like, well, they're probably going to try to start lowballing to run us out of business. And I just kind of jokingly laughed and said, well, it's not working because, you know, I got the bid. They can lowball all they want to, but here's the thing is, think about that for a second too. If you want to lowball to try to get more work and maybe push the other guys out, you're gonna get even busier. And if you're losing bids already because you're a month out and you're already bidding close to, you know, the same, actually you were more than what I was, and if you start bringing your price down and you start bidding lower to try to, you know, maybe force some of us independent guys out, then all that's going to do is it's going to make you busier. You're going to be booked farther out. You're going to be doing more work to make less money, less profit. You'll just run yourself out of business. It's not going to run us out of business at all. It's not going to hurt me because you're just going to get even busier, and I'm still only going to be 2 to 3 days out. Actually, I'll probably get busier because they're going to be calling this company looking for them to do the work. But now, instead of being a month out, they're 2 and 3 months out because they're lowballing and they're getting all the bids and they're staying busy, but they're paying their guys next to nothing. Those are the guys that are coming out and starting their own pressure washing companies too, because now they all want a piece of the pie because they're working their tails off and they're not getting paid good for it. Like, it's a vicious circle. So when it comes to pricing, just be mindful of what the market will allow. Okay, don't get so caught up on what the competitors are doing and what they're pricing. Your prices are your prices. Okay, if you want to charge 30 cents a square foot, go for it. Will you get a lot of work? I don't know. Depends on your market. You know, I have my price range that I like to stay at, and I stay plenty busy with it. And even more so now that, you know, other big name companies in the area we're in our busy season, and these guys are getting booked up 1, 2, 3 months out. A lot of these customers, they want that stuff done like today. So whenever they look those companies up and they see that, you know, hey, they're 2 and 3 months out, either they wait 2 or 3 months or they go with another company. And that's not, I don't feel bad about it. I'm not taking advantage of anybody. They can still say no to me. They can go right on to the next company, and that's fine. But what I offer, the communication that I offer, you know, the customer service that I offer, usually when I get there and I start talking to them, I just make them, like, people just feel so comfortable with me, and they'll just accept most of the bids that I put out anyways. So just be mindful of that. Don't beat yourselves up on price. Don't let somebody else beat you up on price either. Like I said, I told that guy no. He wanted me to come down another $175 off of what I was already charging him. After what I already took off that 100, he wanted me to come off like another $175. And I told him no. And then he turned around and still accepted. He was just as happy as can be, and will probably call me to come back and do it again next year. So charge what you need to charge. Understand what it is that you need to make. You know, if it's not an hourly thing, if it's a daily thing, you know, for me, I'm shying away a little bit from just an hourly. Well, I never really charge on an hourly rate. I usually charge on like a square footage rate. But one of the goals that I've set for myself being solo is that I try to achieve at least $1,000 a day. So I'm always shooting to get at least $1,000 a day. Most days I'm usually in like the $900 to $1,100 range. So I'm fine with that. You know, if I'm shooting for 1,000 and I'm only hitting $900 a day, that's a good week. So I just try to factor in, okay, hey, it's going to take me this much time out of the day. You know, that means I got to get at least one more job in for the day or two more jobs in for the day. You know, just go ahead and price it accordingly so you can get whatever your goal, your daily goal is, or whatever the market rate for that house wash is that you know you can easily get. So that's it. That is my take on pricing. You guys stick to your guns on it. Don't lowball yourselves. If the other competition is coming down on their price and they're staying busy, that's fine. Stick to your price. Don't go nuts on fluctuating and trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing. You know, your prices are your prices, because at the end of the day, you're the company that they want to go with. If they like you and they trust you and you've got the reviews and the credibility there to support what you're charging, people are more than happy to pay it. And that's another note. People are happy to pay the amount of money that you're charging, especially those that want to see you succeed. So if you're out there and you're making really good connections with your customers, that, you know, I said it on a post earlier, that's one of the things that benefits me, is like even previous customers that I have that, you know, come fast forward a year, you know, if I go up on their price $50, they're happy to pay it because they're so happy that I'm still in business. That's what they wanted for me. They wanted me to be in business. That way they have somebody dependable that they can trust, that can come back and keep servicing their house or their property over and over and over again. So work on that customer service and your customers will be more than happy to pay whatever you ask every single time. Guaranteed. All right, that's it. I've ranted enough. I'm out. See y'all.